We're gonna have a baby.
Yeah.
So hi.
Hello.
Hi everyone.
I haven't been on the podcast for ages.
Well, I haven't been on the podcast for ages, let's be honest.
That's true.
Let's be fair.
But then that means it's been even longer
since
since
you've been on the podcast.
Mm.
We had a big announcement. Emrys got a haircut.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was our big announcement that we made?
We're having a human.
We're having a human. A small...
We're getting a small human.
We're just getting one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had our announcement video and that actually went live just over a week ago now.
Mm-hmm.
But we thought, well, I thought and asked you and you agreed that we should do a kind of little video following that up, answering some kind of basic questions about small human Matthews. First one is, how far along are we? So how far along are we?
24 weeks.
24 weeks. Actually 24 weeks and 1 day, I think, today.
24 weeks and 2 days.
2 days.
Because it's Monday.
See, this is the thing. I have no idea really how far along I am. Emrys does. He has apps and everything that monitor how far along I am. So thank goodness for him. So technically I am in my second trimester of pregnancy. Thank goodness, because my first trimester was not fun. How we got here, I guess, was one of the questions. And I don't mean the actual biological, shall we say, ins and outs of how we got pregnant, but
I feel like ins and outs is a good way to describe it.
The ins. For both of us, it's the right time now. I think that there are a lot of people who are expecting us to get pregnant a lot sooner than we did. For me in particular, I was always very not 100% sure if that's the route that I wanted to go down. I think for you it was different.
Yeah, I'm an only child, so I always wanted to have kids so I could have a bigger family experience.
But for me, I think when I turned 30 at the end of last year, that old biological clock was ticking. and yeah, we just decided it was the right time, and good grief, we weren't expecting it to happen as quickly as it did.
For some reason we just got it into our heads that it was going to be a really lengthy, difficult process.
And I suppose we should put a disclaimer on this. This is our experience of having kids and getting pregnant, and we fully acknowledge that this is not how it is for everybody, and for some people it is very, very different.
I think because of like a lot of the videos and like the awareness of how some people actually go through like really challenging times to try and conceive a child, I feel like even though we didn't really have any like actual reasons, we were just like, it's gonna be like that.
I spoke to my GP and they kind of said, when I was coming off contraception, that's a hard word to say, that it usually, they were like, on average you're looking at a year of trying minimum. And so that's what we were, you know, we were in it for the long haul. We were thinking, well, this is going to be a project that we need to invest time into for all of this time.
It was so romantic.
So it was so romantic. Getting pregnant is not a particularly romantic thing, is it? But yeah, for us, it literally was in the first month of trying that I ended up falling pregnant, and it was...
I hate that term.
I fell over and I was pregnant. Basically, we now know that I was pregnant when I was in Birmingham on my own, feeling utterly lousy, basically bathing in caffeine for the better part of 2 weeks, which I now look back on with deepest regret, obviously. It was all a bit of a surprise and a bit of a shock, but obviously a very happy surprise once the dust had settled. Finding out, how did you find out? Well, I found out. Obviously, I found out first, because such is the way of things. We had kind of bought some cheap pregnancy tests because, you know, you want to be prepared for these type of things. I kind of did it on a whim because I didn't have anything better to do on that day. I just thought, yeah, why not?
Shall I watch TV? Shall I do a pregnancy test?
I might as well just do this pregnancy test on my own. And I did it, and within like no time at all, like boom, it was positive, like pretty much as positive as a positive test can be. I was then on my own all day, and you were working. I think you were due to be home at about 8 o'clock at night or something, or 7 o'clock.
It was earlier than that. And we were using an app at the time for tracking like fertility and stuff like that.
Because we are of the technological generation.
Because that's the world we live in.
Yeah.
And I had seen in it that it had said that you were late. And I was like, And then you said, I need to talk to you about something when you get home, I think in a message, a text message or something like that.
I think I was trying to be casual and be like, so what time do you think that you'll be home? Because I just need to talk to you about something.
And I came home and she took me upstairs and sat me down.
So I've got a surprise for you.
Yeah.
And I'd actually ordered some really cute portraits to be painted for our anniversary.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And I went, these came.
And I was like, oh, that's so nice. And like, I thought I was like, oh, maybe I was wrong.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, oh, that's really nice, lovely, lovely, la la la. And then you're like, there's another thing. And it was a lovely peed-on present of a pregnancy test. And that's how I found out. And then I was meant to be going off to a rehearsal that evening for a play that I was directing.
Yeah.
And I was like, and obviously...
That I had agreed to be in before I had found out that I was pregnant. So that was a whole other fun thing to do in the early stages of pregnancy.
And Katie had been sitting on this news all day, obviously, and wanted to tell me first, but then obviously was desperate to tell her parents. So I can now reveal, not that any of the people in this play are going to watch this video, but I lied to my cast on one of the first rehearsals, I think it was, and told them that I was like stuck on a train or some you know, bogus reason.
And we drove to my parents.
And we drove to Katie's parents and told them, and then there were lots more
my mum
crying
lost
and
her
emotions.
mind, and my dad, in a slightly calmer way, lost his mind. To see them be that happy
it was amazing.
It was amazing.
And then I had to go to rehearsal for 2 hours and not tell anyone what was really going on.
And concentrate
it was really
on
hard.
a play.
It was really hard.
Yeah, that was... Yeah.
That's how we found out. I think the most nuts thing for me was finding out in the way we did, which we've already told you about.
Which was a shock. I'm not going to lie, it took a really long time for it to feel normal that it was happening.
For me, it was nuts, like finding out through a pregnancy test, and then did you call a GP, or you spoke to a GP?
Yes.
And they were like, great, that's great news, we'll see you in 12 weeks. And then you're just like, what?
Yeah.
And then I'd never known this, because like you don't see this part on TV, or people don't talk about this part, but you have the pregnancy test, and then you speak to a GP, a doctor, and then you just wait 12 weeks, and then the next thing you have is the first scan, and you go through this phase of being like, what if the test was wrong? What if it was? I know we did like 5. It was a false positive.
Yeah.
Like you just this strong doubt in you, and then the next thing that happens, that's an actual step in it, is you see the baby inside, and you're just. It is just nuts.
And I couldn't stop crying when we were in that first scan, just because it was the sense of relief. It was almost like finally seeing that there was a baby there. For one, it made me go, I wasn't wrong, I knew there was a baby there. It also made me go, they're all right. And you just think, what if I've done something awful? What if I've done something to hurt them? And to see them there, and to see them being as active as they were, because they were basically just doing somersaults the whole time that we were there for the first scan. It was a massive relief, and also just to have that acknowledgement that I wasn't going insane, that there was a reason that I was feeling the way that I was feeling.
You internalised a lot of that.
Yeah, I don't think I've been able to vocalise it properly, even to myself, until kind of coming out the other side. And it is still rocky, it's not perfect on a day-to-day basis. But we're getting there, which is the most important thing. Yeah, I think you can probably gather from the way that we've been talking that for me, the experience thus far has been less than ideal, shall we say. It's difficult to say, and it's difficult to come to terms with that as a person.
I don't think, I mean, again, I don't know anything about this, like to preface everything I say with that. But like, I've not really ever seen many women who are like, I love being pregnant. This experience is the best thing ever.
I have. I know that there is a lot of talk around like morning sickness and that type of thing, but for me it was a lot more than just feeling a bit sick. I think people acknowledge that the first trimester of pregnancy is difficult because you feel under the weather and you feel sick and you can't sleep and you're uncomfortable, and but I felt so unlike myself mentally. I felt like I was losing myself, and to have really dark days where I was thinking very dark thoughts and being very far away from who I was, it hasn't been fun. But yeah, how's it been for you? I feel like we haven't ever really talked about how it's been for you so far.
I've been fine. I'm just really happy. And when you have the bad days, they're bad days for me too. And when you have the good days, they're the best days.
One of my worries is that it will just be too much for you seeing me like that. I know that it's been difficult for my parents to see me like that and know that there's not much they can do. I do fully think, as a woman, being the pregnant one, it's more hard. But I don't think it's often acknowledged that we're in a partnership and that you, like you say, you go through it with me. You're not just kind of, you know, oh, I'm off out to the club and having a lovely time and you can just deal with all your rubbish at home. You experience... Because
that's why I'm like the rest
of the all the time. You experience it with me, you know.
I think the hardest part of it for me is just when it's difficult for you. Just seeing you like that, that's the hardest thing.
And hopefully, fingers crossed, it's on the up and up now, where we're coming out of the dark place and coming into a much more positive place, which is good. So we both feel much better, so yay! Do we know if they are a girl or a boy, and have we been thinking about names? Because I get this a lot.
We don't know if it's going to be a boy or a girl.
Yeah, we decided quite early on that we wanted to be surprised.
Yeah.
And also, to be perfectly blunt, it doesn't matter to us either way whether they're a boy or a girl. I think some people like finding out because they don't like surprises. But I think there's also this kind of thing like, oh, you need to prepare for them if they're a boy or if they're a girl. And for us, we're having a baby.
Yeah.
They'll still be a baby regardless of whether they're a boy or a girl. So we are not finding out.
The number of people that are still like, oh, but will you paint the nursery blue or pink? And I'm like,
neither.
That part is not important to us. And we thought it would be much nicer to have a real, proper surprise.
Yeah, you don't get many surprises in this day and age. In the age of technology and instant gratification. So we're more than happy to wait to find out. This is actually another interesting point. A lot of people have been asking me online if we are expecting twins, because I refer to the baby as they.
So you mean
all the
they
time.
singular,
they singular,
not they plural, as in not it.
Yes, I don't like referring to our unborn child as it, which is usually the neutral pronoun that people use when you do not know whether to refer to them as him or her. And also, it is a scary clown.
And that is the real reason that she doesn't.
So I'm using they in the singular sense, and it is, believe me, 100% grammatically correct, gender neutral, singular pronoun they, because it is just horrible, isn't it? I just like it. It's like they're a person, you know.
I'm just thinking about Pennywise.
Pennywise the clown. That's definitely an it.
Yeah. Names. We've got 6 or 7 for each.
We do have preferences. I think you have preferences and I have preferences, but we're waiting to meet them.
And we like all of the different options that we have. So there would not be any of those names that I'd be like, no. Otherwise they wouldn't be on the list.
Personally, I think it's a little bit much of me to assume that I know what my baby's name will be before I've even met them properly in real life. I want to be able to look at them in the face, both of us, to go, yeah, that's their name, because look at them, that's who they are to us. And it's kind of important, I think, for us to do that after they're here. But there are lots of front runners, and I think both of us change on a day-to-day basis as to which names we prefer, which is quite funny.
You definitely aren't going to be called Emrys Jr.
No Emrys Jr, no Matthew Matthews.
Hot off the presses. Definitely not Emrys Jr. I was just thinking I quite like the name Bernard, but then they'd be called Bernard Matthews.
The last kind of thing that
Oh, yeah.
people have been asking about, which is particularly near and dear to my heart,
Yeah.
is how we think Roly is going to be
Have lots of people asked you that?
when small human arrives.
So my read is that he will at first be really upset, and then gradually, as he gets to know them, he'll be really happy and protective. But you know, like
he will love them eventually.
In our, like, you know, our little wolf pack, or whatever you want to call it, it goes Katie, Roly, me. And when the baby comes, it will be Katie, baby, Roly, me. So he's always going to have me at the bottom, so he's going to be fine.
Katie.
Yeah.
Roly, baby. You.
Great.
And I genuinely do think it will be an adjustment for him. Because Roly does know that something is afoot.
Something's up.
But now that I am kind of, June is busting out all over, as they say.
Who says that?
I do.
I mean, people should say that, because that is brilliant.
Now he's realised that there's not as much room on Mummy's lap for cuddles, and he's really peeved about it.
June is busting out all over.
You're right.
Yeah, that's just really got me.
That tickled you.
Just worked its way into a place I wasn't
You
expecting.
enjoyed that.
Yeah.
None of us are used to having a small baby around,
Nope.
so it's going to be an adjustment for everyone.
But you know what, for
And-
him, it will mean that he just gets to spend more time with you as well.
Yeah, Mummy's going to be around,
Every day.
and that will make him happy. Obviously, I appreciate that bringing your own flesh and blood into the world is a big deal, and I know that we will absolutely adore the little baby when they're here. But it doesn't mean that we will love Roly any less.
But in the time we live in, the family are the people you choose to spend time with.
Yeah.
And we love spending time with Roly.
And I think he's going to be a good big brother, like you said, when he's more used to them.
He's just going to try and lick them all the time.
Oh my goodness, he's not going to want to stop licking them.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much everything. This is going to be fun to edit.
Yeah. If you've got any more questions about our pregnancy, future small baby human, you can
Keep
ask
them to
them.
yourself.
You can put them in the comments field down here, and if you haven't already, hit subscribe. Where's the subscribe button? What? What?
Follow me at Miss Lavelli on Instagram.
Follow me at I don't know.
What is your Instagram?
I think it's just Emrys Matthews, no space.
To be honest, if you search Emrys Matthews, everything that you get will be about him, because there are very few Emrys Matthewses. That's everything. Thank you for watching this rather rambly all over the place video.
After the editing process, hopefully it will be a bit more succinct.
Yeah, I'll cut out everything you say.
Yeah, great.
Just keep everything that I say, and
I'll just be here to look pretty, like normal.
such is our relationship. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching, you guys, and I will be back soon with either podcast or more pregnancy, baby themed videos. And if you like having Emrys here, let me know, and maybe we can get back a bit more. But for now, from both of us, sending you loads of love, and we're going to call it a day. Bye!
Bye! I just noticed that you asked me if I wanted to wear this t-shirt, and you can't see it in the video.
Do you want to pop up so you can show your t-shirt?
Woo!
This was Emrys's Father's Day gift from me.
It's individually and collectively our first human baby.
Yeah, we do. We do have a baby already, though.
He's a fur baby.
He's my baby, though.
He's our baby. He's very hot as well right now. That's Roly we're talking about, by the way. It's not like some creepy secret child that we have living in our attic.
That'd be cool. Oh, it's too hot up there.
Yeah, no way.
It's so hot up there right now. Okay.